all this then? Ursines, Class A drugs, two things that should never meet, and yet, inevitably, they did meet. On the movie screen, in the ZX Spectrum, and surprisingly, in real life. Yes, this curious and dangerous mixture of bear and happy nose dust are no strangers, and you may well have seen adverts for the movie all over the interwebs as of late. I mean, it's probably going to be crap anyway, isn't it? It's our last chance, though, to see Ray Liotta on the big screen, with this no doubt being the greatest of all of his cinematic works. What's the Goodfellas? Is that some sort of frozen pizza? Yes, that's the level of humour I've got today. The 2023 movie tells of a 500-pound bear that goes on a murderous rampage in the American forest after happening upon a crashed drug-running plane and ingesting an ungodly amount of Colombian marching powder. I wish I could tell you more about it, but it hasn't at the time of recording had anything in the way of reviews or even a box office. I think I'm releasing this video the day it comes out worldwide. It might be terrible, but it also might be quite good. The great unknown of the Cocaine Bear movie. It's got Tormund in it, out of Game of Thrones, and the deer kid from Sweet Tooth. And that young Han Solo chap from the movie that is actually one of the better Star Wars films that Disney have produced, in my opinion. Other than that, it's directed by talented actor, director and producer Elizabeth Banks, and it was filmed in Ireland. And that, well, I'm kind of wishing now that I produced this video after it had come out. Oh well. Before I get to the game, let's look at the true events instead. Yes, there are some truths in what seems like a very apocryphal tale. It is the story of a corrupt Kentuckian police officer and lawyer turned drug runner called Andrew Thornton. And, well, obviously a bear as well. Thornton was in a plane and did a smuggling drop as he flew over a Georgian forest in an aircraft containing his huge haul of cocaine. So he started ditching the goods, some 40 kilos, into the forest below, with the aim of retrieving his stash a little later on. That's how drug running works, I guess. Thornton realised he needed to keep some of the stash on him should he need a bit of fiscal worth to keep him away from trouble if he couldn't recover the goods. So he decided to strap for 80 pounds of cocaine to his body before putting on his parachute and leaving the plane. That's pretty smart. What isn't smart is the fact that he became too heavy for the parachute and he plummeted to his death, landing in a suburban driveway, probably requiring them to get out the snow shovel at the wrong time of year. But anyway, the good bit, the bear. Yes, the bear. The bear found this dumped package of 40 kilos worth of cocaine, and well, the bear found it very tasty indeed, wolfing down a huge powdery chunk of it, consuming $55 million worth of it, adjusted for inflation to today, in one sitting, or standing very briefly. Yeah, that's a whole motley crew career's worth all at once, and that's not good for you, even if you have the strong constitution and weight of a black bear. Within minutes, the bear died of cerebral hemorrhaging, and not to mention respiratory and heart failure. The bear's remains were recovered, now known as Pablo Escobar by disrespectful jokers. Well, he was taxidermied and eventually ended up in the possession of Waylon Jennings, the country singer, who donated him to the Kentucky for Kentucky Fun Mall, which is where you can see him now, and is a sentence that I will never, ever say again. No one else other than Thornton or the bear was killed, which means a lot of the resultant media is talking a load of old baloney. But it is baloney we are here for, and that's on me and you. I blame our parents for this. So anyway, the game. Now you're probably thinking, these times don't add up. After all, my calendar reads 2023, the date on the movie poster also reads 2023, and the Spectrum stopped having commercial releases at a time when one of the last games that came out for it was a Doctor Who game that featured Sylvester McCoy as the Doctor. Yes, this is one of those fan-made games made by a wonderful community of good fellas making video games for computers from the days of yore. Yore means old. A Spanish creator called Asimov has lovingly coded this game with the upcoming new movie, no doubt very firmly wedged in his mind, and indeed he does slightly steal some of the artwork for the front cover. But I don't mind that, and nor should you. He's as excited as we are to watch Cocaine Bear. If you want to play this game, it is downloadable from a website. I will leave the link below. And if you're a good egg, you'll give him some money. You don't have to give him money, but it's suggested you do give him some money. I gave him some money because I am a good egg. But should you download it? Yes, I think you should. It's not a sprawling bear-based venture, far from it. It is compatible with a Spectrum 48K. You shouldn't expect such things. In Cocaine Bear, the game, you play as the eponymous bear, and true to form, he's off his 6 nipples on the old freebase. And you're fueled with a bloodlust of the flesh of the man. You scuttle about multiple screens, roaring and chowing down on distressed passers-by, evading contact with hunters, cars, cacti, and the perilous waterways. Water is normally quite a good place for a bear to go, but not a bear on blow, as salmon are insubstantial meats. Homo sapien flesh is where it is at. Your piloting of the hairy fellow is key to your survival, as you only get 3 lives to deal destruction in this sleepy rural American area. And you'll become all weak and vulnerable if you run out of cocaine. You will be defenceless. Luckily, you can of course find more gack lying around the playfield, because it's all over the shop thanks to that sporadic drug smuggler. There's no particular ultimate purpose to this, other than to survive and chase a high score by chewing on enough bystanders. You think a bear on cocaine has a purpose to its existence? It absolutely doesn't. Once you press a direction, the furry fury will keep moving in that direction until you change it, where he will then move in that direction. Now, this may sound like a control nightmare, and indeed I suppose it is in a way, but in the context of a game where you're controlling a bear that has ingested 40 kilos of cocaine, it actually makes perfect sense, as that bear is not going to stop moving until it has died. It's a twitchy, reflexy murder 'em up with a small but varied map. There are a fair few locations that you can explore as the bear. Well, I say a few, I mean there's varied locations. You go from one screen and you're by the coast, to another where you're in the forest, to another where you're in the mountains, to another and you're in the city. There's only probably about 20 screens in total. Georgia is apparently a very small location with a lot of frightened people in it. Graphically, it's sharp enough and perfunctory, not a stunner, but it's a colourful enough game to grab your attention. And bear in mind, this is the work of just one man. Would it have been a successful full price release at launch? In the year that the event happened? Maybe. It probably would have done quite well on the name alone, but it wouldn't have gained very good reviews, I don't think. If an alternative or a high-tech or someone like that, Codemasters maybe, if they'd released this game at $2.99 price point, yeah, I think it would have got good reviews. I think it would have been quite a loved game. It is extremely addictive, this game, and I was playing it long after I'd finished gaining enough footage to use. Very addictive, definitely worth a go. I would say it's an unqualified success of an unofficial movie license. Fast, silly, fun, non-demanding entertainment. Well, thanks to Real Generic Demon for alerting me to the existence of this game. His channel link should be displayed on the screen right now. And until next time, my Lieblings, like, subscribe, and K thanks, bye.